I'm John Paul Mays, CEO of EMRY.
I'm Ryan Zilm, CEO of Z's Information Lifecycle Management.
And partner of EMRY.
And a partner of EMRY.
Anyways, so real quick, how I got into records management. It's a crazy story because it's about the exact same time you did. 97, decades ago. Anyways, 97, I had a boss at Stonebridge Consulting who threw me OpenText Live Link a week before our demo at Williams Communications. Had no idea what it was. I was a back-end NT consultant going for my son's Solaris certification. And this crazy guy throws Live Link at me and says, we'll have a demo on Friday. It was all in floppy disks. And so I had to install a server for Oracle and figure out how to do Live Link. I got it up Friday morning, drove to Tulsa, had never used the application, and gave the worst demo of my entire life.
And they still best application, right?
Anyways, we won't go there. Anyways, so that's how I got into records management. It was a complete disaster, and for some reason, Williams, who you worked for at the time, decided to buy it and made me the Live Link administrator. Fast forward almost 30 years, and I moved so far away from the technical back in the mid-2000s at Chesapeake, and I have been on the front end of records management, but kind of serving that middle role, because I still have some technical jobs, just not much, since 2008.
Wow.
And so we've crossed paths several times. Mm-hmm. Last time at Motiva, and then with EMRY. So, and now I am where I am, so, which is wherever. How did you get into records management?
Boy. So back in the 90s, it was 1998, I did start at Williams.
Yep.
And I was in IT. And I did everything from purchasing, asset management stuff, to really just process improvement and system support. So focused on IT, and then moved over into records and information management. They had a position open, and I thought, why not? Let me try it out. And I started kind of as a business analyst, but really fell in love with the practice. And I think what I really liked about it is because it wasn't so binary, and there's this sweet spot of how to implement a program, and what works for one company doesn't work for another. And it became kind of this art behind the science, because you can be very black and white. You can understand, here's the law, here's what makes the most sense and what we have to do, like at a minimal level. But how you do it and how you get that, acceptability and that change management portion, there's really this massive art behind it. And I just fell in love with the fact that it was this massive challenge. And I said, this is it for me. I want to learn this. This is great. So I just embedded myself in ARMA and AIM and every organization I could find and think of. And I was attending at the time, they had more local meetings, and I met so many people and just was fascinated with that part of this space. And Williams at the time did a lot of things really well. So I was learning from some of the best, but they had learned from like a ConocoPhillips, because we were kind of partners back in the day, and we shared. And that's one thing about records as a whole in the profession, is that we share alike. So if you're running through an issue, you can pick up the phone and say, hey, Ryan, have you done this before? Have you seen somebody? Do you know somebody? And I think that we've really bonded as a family. So I stayed in the profession because I think of that mentality and that nature. And it's been really rewarding for me.
I think to that point, I know what really invigorated me was when I was at Chesapeake. Because up to that point, I was the ECM architect at Chesapeake. So I was knee deep in the technical part. But that was mid-2000s, like 2005 to 2008. And at that point, Chesapeake, we in records management did not have a budget. We just spent whatever we want. And our records management team on the technical side had 12 people. I had my own DB administrator just for OpenText. And we had 2 system admins, an architect, and like 4 business analysts and 2 records management technical people. It was insane. But that's what kind of sold me. Once I got in there knee deep in it, it was